let's try to write the word name for some decimal numbers. We're going to follow the rules that we just looked at. The first rule says to read the whole number. The whole number is always the number to the left of the decimal. So when we read that, we see our whole number is 203. So let's write down 203. And then when we come to the decimal point, we say the word and. So we put and, 203 and then we read the number we see after the decimal. It's 2,400. So we write 2,000. $400. $203 and 2,400, and then we put the name of the place that we have. Since we have 4 decimal places, 4 decimal places is 10 thousandths. So we put 10 thousandths. And we usually hyphenate 10 thousandths, and you probably wouldn't want to put that comma there. So let me go back and take that comma out. So we'd read this 203 and 2,400 10 thousandths. Make sure you put the TH on the 10 thousandths. Let's look at another one. Let's see if we can write the word name for this one. Our whole number is the number to the left, so it's 8, so I'd write 8. And then my decimal is my and then the number I see is 16. So I say 8 and 16. And then I need to put the place value of that 6. Of the farthest digit to the right. Since I have 3 decimal places, or I can say the place value of my 6 is thousandths. Remember, it goes tenths, hundredths, thousandths. So I would put 8 and 16 thousandths. Now let's go the other direction. Let's write the number in numerals. So the word name is 50 and 305 10 thousandths. So the first thing I want to do is to see what my whole number is. Well, my whole number has to come before the word and. So my whole number has to be 50. So I write down 50. When I come to the word and, I put my decimal point. Then I look at the next number, or I look at my fractional part, which is 305 10 thousandths. Well, since it's 10 thousandths, I need to have 4 decimal places over here. But I also want to be able to see, when I look at that, I want to see 305. So in order for me to see 305, but to fill up all those places, I've got to put a 0 in front here. So it's going to be 50.0305. And then that will read 50 and 305 10 thousandths. Let's try another one. Let's do 7,416 thousandths. Now, remember, the word and is where our decimal goes. So everything before that word is our whole number. So our whole number is 7,400. So let's write that. 7,400. That's our whole number. Come to the word and, I put my decimal point. And then I have 16 thousandths. So since I'm working with thousandths, I need 3 decimal places. It goes tenths, hundredths, thousandths. And I want it to look like a 16. So to look like a 16 and use up all those places, I'm going to have to put a 0 here and then put 16. So it'll be 7400.016. And that reads 7,416 thousandths. Another thing we might be asked to do is to write a decimal number in expanded form. If you remember, when you write a number in expanded form, you are writing the sum of the meanings of all the digits. So let's try to do that. The 8 in this digit means that we have 8 tens, which is 80. So we'll write 80 plus. The 7 means that we have 7 ones. So that's our whole number. 87, written in expanded notation, is 80 plus 7. Now when we get to the decimal part, we just put the fraction that each decimal stands for. So the 3 in the tenths place just means that we have 3 tenths, plus the 0 means that we have no hundredths, and we could leave that one out if we wanted to, plus the 6 means that we have 6 thousandths, and the 2 means that we have 2 10 thousandths. So we have 80 plus 7 plus 3 tenths plus no hundredths plus 6 thousandths plus 2 10 thousandths. That's the way we write our number in expanded notation. You certainly don't have to put the comma here. If it helps you to see what the number is, it's fine to put in your commas, but they're not really needed. As we were writing our decimal numbers in expanded form, we're actually doing this next thing. So we've really already done this. We want to make sure, though, that we know how to do it. We want to be able to convert a decimal number into a fraction. So I'm going to write down some rules that we would go through to do it. But as I said, basically, you've already done this when you were writing your number in expanded form. But here are the rules that you would follow if you were going to change a decimal into a fraction. To change a decimal number to a mixed number or a fraction, the first thing you do is write the whole number part of the decimal as a whole number. Now, it might be your decimal doesn't have a whole number, but if it has one, you would write down what the whole number part was, and you'd write it as a whole number. After you finish doing that, you go to the decimal part. So write a fraction with the decimal part as the numerator. You're going to drop the decimal when you do this. And the place value of the last digit in the decimal part will be the denominator. So when you write your fraction, you'll drop the decimal and take the decimal part and let that be the numerator of your fraction, and then the place value of the last digit in the decimal part will be your denominator. Once you've written your whole number and your fraction down, then you will reduce the fraction if you're interested in reducing it. Most of the time we do go ahead and reduce our fraction. So let's see if we can practice these rules.